On tonight's episode of Obscured Reality, join us as we head over to Las Vegas, Nevada, and take a look at the light that came out of the sky and the craft and aliens alleged to be in someone's backyard. Let's take a gamble if this is a hoax or the real deal. Come along with us and find out. Sit down, sit back, relax, and join us on our journey through Obscured Reality.
Welcome to another episode of Obscured Reality. Join your hosts, Mark and Stephanie, as they take you through a journey of the extraordinary, bizarre, and often frightening world of the unknown. Explore topics of the paranormal, UFOs, alien abduction, lost civilizations, mythical monsters, and other unexplained mysteries. Come along with us as we transcend into another dimension of obscured reality.
Welcome back to Obscured Reality. I'm your host, Mark, and Stevie is joining us again tonight. I don't know why I say joining us again, because she's going to be here every fucking time almost. So.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much at this point.
Welcome back to Obscured Reality. We're back. Mark and Stevie.
Yes.
Stevie and Mark. There we go. How's that? I still don't like that one, but I can make that better.
I mean, I was the secondary call-in, so I feel like it should be Mark and Stevie.
It doesn't matter to me. So yeah, it's been a week. How you been?
Good.
Good.
I'm going on vacation finally. So tomorrow is my last day of. I know, right? I haven't been on a vacation since like pre-COVID. Whoa. Now I think about that, it was like 2019, 4 fucking years ago. So yeah, I'm excited. Gonna take just a little trip, but supposedly we got an email today at the end of like the workday saying that we have Juneteenth off, which cool. I am all for that.
Oh, we might too. I thought I saw something about that.
Seriously? Okay, cool. Because like if it's more than just our company, that if that email is like legit, my 7-day vacation turns into a 12-day vacation because I was only supposed to work one day and then I would be off 2 more days. So
nice.
Yeah. And I get holiday pay for that day too. So I am really excited about this next coming like week and a half because it's I'm going to Florida. I'm gonna be on a beach. I'm gonna forget that I have a life out.
Where in Florida?
Clearwater. St. Pete Beach. Yeah, we're gonna be like right on the beach. So
is it near
on
Tampa?
A private section.
Near Tampa?
Yeah, near Tampa.
I got some family out there. I always fuck with them. If I ever have to for some reason say the name of the city, I don't know why. I just always call it Tampon. I think it's just to mess with them.
Oh, it's funny. It's funny.
Hey, I'm excited for the next week too, but not for the same reason. I still got to fucking work, do all the same bullshit. But why? A lot has happened in a week, folks, and you all know what I'm talking about. Stevie, I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do.
I would venture to say we are not in a UFO flap. We're in a fucking UFO wave right now.
Mm-hmm.
If you take the last 7-8 years, everything that's been going on, I mean, a flap is quick. This thing is a nice swell, just continually rolling. You know, whether shit's real, whether shit's not real, whether the stuff is US or some other countries, doesn't matter. It's just a steady moving swell, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I got a message from a friend the other night. Last night? 2 nights ago? He lives in Las Vegas, and he sent me a link to, you guessed it, guys, the most recent UFO footage that's come out from Las Vegas. He lives there. He's a pretty smart guy. I won't say too much about him, but he definitely think something's up. We'll get into one particular thing he told me after we go through this, which is kind of interesting. I couldn't find anything on it yet. But then again, this did not hit the news here until today. I just saw the first news article on TV today. I have not heard or seen shit about it.
It was brought to my attention today as well.
Yeah, I haven't seen shit about this in my area, and I want to point that out. We'll get into that in a little bit.
For sure.
I think that is kind of telling, and I will tell you why. But everyone, we're talking about the goddamn UFO, the blue light that was seen on the body cam footage from a cop coming down right over Las Vegas. We got a family calling 911 right after that thing came down within minutes, calling 911 saying there was some weird fucking creatures in their backyard, anywhere between 8 to 10 feet tall, big buggy fucking eyes.
Yep.
Your typical gray alien, right?
Yeah.
Who knows the veracity of those claims? But we're going to get into this after we look at the videos. Also important, if you guys haven't seen it, I found this while I was searching for some stuff, and surprisingly I found it. There is a news broadcast from I believe this is News 8 News Now out of Las Vegas. Both of the videos I'm going to show you, which you guys have probably already seen, are both from 8 News Now Las Vegas. On one of them, they had George Knapp on really quick to talk about it because, as we all know, he's kind of the guy in the Las Vegas area for this stuff, right? He brought out Bob Lazar back in '89, all that stuff. So on the broadcast they did with him, they put on a Ring doorbell camera footage. On that footage, you don't see anything. If you guys haven't seen it yet, all you see the surroundings, but you don't see a flash, you don't see the light, nothing. It's more for the audio. I'll pull it up with the captions because obviously this isn't putting audio. We'll see. No, actually, when I play it for you guys, you'll see it. You'll hear it. But they are. You hear this thing come out of the sky. Well, I can't say that. What I can say is you hear audio of something going boom.
Like almost cartoonish style. Like with the whistle and the boom.
And it's from the same day, same time, everything. So if that's verified and that's factual, and if it's not been edited, I think that might be important as well. So without further ado, let's just start. Let's get into the damn video here. Stevie, you've already seen it. A lot of the words we need are already up on screen. I'm gonna turn the captions on just so you can read it as it goes if you need to. But
I am a captions person. I will I keep captions on all the time. I'm terrible.
No, thank you. All right.
I watch a lot of anime, so it's just there. It's just not worth turning off to turn back on. Yeah.
I don't do subtitles.
So, when you get to a certain point in seasons, they don't have any dubs, so you have to watch the sub, or you just piss yourself off waiting for years and years.
Hey, is what it is.
Let's watch
there
this.
We go.
There we go. Okay,
we got the article up here. All right, here we go.
There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
Okay, where is this on your property?
In my backyard. I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually we're terrified of it.
So there's two people or two.
I'm gonna pause it right there.
Subjects.
Now I want you to, Steve, you're gonna have to go back and replay this so you can actually hear it at some point. But everyone out there, I don't know that this matters or doesn't. It could go either way, right? But in the next part of this, pay attention closely, because while this guy's giving a better description, you can hear someone in the background, someone probably from his family, telling him something. And then this guy says something to the dispatcher. Person in the background says something. Then this guy says something to dispatcher. He keeps doing that as if the way I took that and what it sounded like was he was relaying, someone was telling him something and he was relaying that to dispatcher. I only mentioned that because I noticed it. It could go either way depending how you want to look at it. But let's continue.
Subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes, like I can't explain it, and big mouth. They're shiny eyes, and they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
Now I could hear that guy in the background. It sounded like an older guy. Maybe the dad, probably. I don't know. But I just wanted to point that out. Keep that in mind. I'm not gonna go much more into that because like I said, it's 50-50. You could go either way on what you think.
Is he speaking English? Is he speaking Spanish in the background? Was it like the kid translating?
Can't tell.
You can't tell. Okay.
I can't quite make it out, and I haven't played it and just jacked up the volume or anything to try and figure it out. Because ultimately, my guess is the person's telling him information and this guy's relaying it. That could be for a number of reasons, right? They could be bullshitting.
Yeah.
It could be because that guy's older. It sounds like it's probably his dad because it was him. It was the dad and the kid, or the dad and a couple kids out in their backyard, which is a very big property, almost like a shop almost, and working on a car, even though this was after midnight. But
it happens.
He might have a better description. He might have seen it more. What they're claiming they saw, these two life forms. This guy the older guy may have seen it better than the kid, paid attention more life experience. Maybe he had a better description, right? And this kid might have been struggling on what to tell dispatcher. I don't know. I'm not saying it's bullshit. I'm not saying it is.
It very well could also be dad just relaying the message, call 911.
Yeah, and just telling
you
them
do
what
it
to
because
say.
I am fixated. It could have been something like that, and the kid's right.
I'm just pointing it out to point it out because I noticed it.
Same.
I'm not questioning legitimacy off that.
Absolutely.
So let's continue.
Okay.
Well, the 8 News Now investigators obtaining video as officers then responded to the call you just heard. You'll see the officers also saw something in the sky that night, but the big question is, what was it, and is it all connected?
Coming up right now.
Leave her alone.
It's almost midnight on May 1st when a Las Vegas Metro police officer's body cam catches this, something flashing low in the sky.
911 emergency.
Minutes later,
there's like an 8 foot person beside it.
So it goes back to the call. Now, I don't know. I haven't looked into it yet. I have not had much time since I got my buddy sent this over to me. I haven't had any time to look into some of the stuff I want, which is I want to look up some videos of space junk re-entering or meteors entering
the atmosphere.
And I want to see the color. Do we have any that are blue like that? Unfortunately, it's kind of a crappy video, so we can't see if there is a streak behind it. I mean, typically when something comes in and it's burning up like that, there is a pretty big streak behind it. Streak meaning smoke.
I mean, it looks like there's a small one, but it doesn't look like there's a trail behind it.
Well, it almost looks like just a trail of light to me. But like I said, the camera footage is so crappy. I mean, there could be 3 miles of smoke behind it. You can't tell,
Yeah. I mean, it's a body cam. It's meant for right here, not
So this next part we'll continue. The kid kind of goes through the description again, but this time he's 8 foot, 9 foot, 10 foot. He's kind of not changing it, he's adding to the description. So let's go ahead.
And another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
Someone calls 911 reporting 2 large figures in their backyard.
No, I'm still nervous right now.
The 8 News Now investigators obtaining another officer's video as he's sent to the...
So this is another cop's body cam, and this is the one that got dispatched to the home. So let's keep playing here.
Northwest Valley home.
I have butterflies, bro. Everyone saw a shooting star. Then these people say there's aliens in their backyard.
So he's saying everyone said they saw a shooting star, and these people are saying there's aliens in the backyard. Keep in mind, I want to point out something about shooting stars. We grew up with our parents telling us when we see a shooting star that it's a shooting star, which is 100% incorrect. A shooting star is actually a meteor or space chunk or something entering the Earth's atmosphere and burning up. Usually, from my recollection, from what I've read and heard, typically they're pretty small, whatever they are. Meteors, they're usually pretty tiny. They come in and once they hit the atmosphere, boom,
they burn
there's
up.
pressure, there's friction. Yeah, they start heating
they
up,
burn up
getting
and pretty
hot.
much explode. Yeah.
Exactly. And we all remember the one, I believe it was over a city in Russia from a few years back, where that thing just happened to come in at the wrong angle, too steep, and it was huge, and allowed it to get much closer to the ground. And that thing blew up like a nuke. And that's the one that blew house doors off, windows, bay doors and shops.
That was wild.
Crazy. I'm pointing that out for a reason. We'll get into it in a minute. So let's get back to the video. What's up before I play it, so you don't lose that thought?
Nope. I'm gonna stay quiet. I want to see if my suspicions are correct. I just put like 1 and 1 together, and if it equals 2, awesome. If it equals window, cool.
Okay, let's go.
After that bright light, officers meeting up with the caller and his family.
What'd you see?
It was like a big creature.
A big creature?
Yeah, like around 10 feet tall.
I'm not going to BS you guys. One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too.
So the cop just said to him, I'm not going to BS you guys. My partner said he saw something fall out of the sky too. Which is interesting because they just saw something fall out of the sky, right? If they didn't get any calls on this, my guess is they all would have assumed it was just a meteor, right? A space junk, something entering the atmosphere. But let's move on.
That's why I'm kind of curious. Did you see anything land in your backyard, or
they see like a big? That's what they say. They see like a big something with light.
What I saw right now, I do believe.
Now that guy that was just standing up explaining, the cop asked him, "What'd you see?" Because that guy doesn't live with him, his neighbor. He said, "Yeah, it looked like," and then he said, "They saw." So his description is pretty much pointless. He didn't see anything. He's saying what these people said they saw. So they already talked to neighbors. Let's move on.
Police walk into the backyard to investigate, but Metro blacked out that part of the video because it's considered private property. What's clear?
So that part of the video is where the cop went in the backyard to look for any evidence of anything, creatures, craft, anything, right?
Yeah.
And the reason I want to stop and point that out is the video gets blacked out there. They said the reason why a portion of that video, I think like half the screen or something, is blacked out is because they were on private property, someone's private property. So they didn't want to show some of that. That's it.
Privacy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Private property, privacy.
Move on.
They're taking this call seriously.
Hey, this might sound like a really dumb question, but did you guys see anything fall out of the sky?
Asking others what they saw.
I would normally discount it as nothing. However, seeing as one of my partners said they saw it too, only reason I'm actually investigating it further.
So right there was just someone driving by. Cop stopped him to ask him, "Hey, did you guys see anything come out of the sky?" And he told him, "The only reason I'm too bad, but he goes, the only reason I'm investigating is this is because my partner said he saw something too." So are you alleging you wouldn't have responded to a call for service had your partner not seen a light come out of the sky too? I point that out because, it's comments like that. It's like, that's what the stigma has done. You have people like that who knows what this cop really thinks, but the stigma has been so heavy that he knows, this is my assumption, that if he talks about this, which he is, to anyone, he's going to talk about it in a lighthearted kind of joking matter
Just to
as
feel
he
out
just
the situation
did.
and how the person feels
Well,
before continuing?
No, so that he's not looked at as believing something happened or believing something possibly non-terrestrial happened.
Okay.
You know, it's
Yeah.
that feeling. It just kind of makes you think that you're going to be not be looked at as a crazy, whereas I would say if I was that cop, I would have said exact same thing in a completely different tone. But then again, this stuff has always interested me, so I'd be looking into it a little more. Everyone's different.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything bad about the cop. I'm just saying, just
Mhm.
notice what the stigma has done. Okay, let's move on.
That investigation turning up no concrete answers as of Wednesday. Whatever or whoever fell into that yard, long gone within minutes.
Oh, hey, if those 9-foot beings come back, don't call us, all right? Deal with it yourself. I ain't dealing with that.
So right there, that cop tells them, "Hey,
Mhm.
if those 9-foot beings come back," and he's laughing and joking.
Yeah.
He says, "If those 9-foot beings come back, don't call me. I'm not coming back." Like, like I'd be scared if there was these 9-foot beings from somewhere else. But again, stigma, guys. This is the property right there.
Mhm.
So you see that lot in the back. That's the backyard they were referring to. It's huge.
Yeah.
And the
Wow.
dad and one or more of the kids were out there working on one of the vehicles. So that is what we're looking at right there. Let's pull up the other video.
Oh, we got a surprise guest tonight.
Huh. You have to
Goodbye,
bring him back
Aries.
in a minute. You're kind of minimized right now.
Yeah.
Let's get this.
Trust me.
Yeah.
This dude takes up the whole screen, minimized or not, he takes up the whole screen. Boy's big,
Well,
aren't you, Bobby? Yeah,
I'm
you
saying
big.
I can't see him. Okay. So this is a video from a Ring camera taken supposedly the same night, same time. And
being a Ring owner, there is a way of like recording it and showing it with the timestamp. Like I really wish they had
I
done
don't
that
know
from.
if as long as it's investigated and they verify that, I'm fine with that because law enforcement is involved. So, but let's play it here and see what we got.
Camera in the area recorded a strange noise and what sounds like a crash.
Y'all hear that? Boom. Let's play that one more time for you guys.
Camera in the area recorded a strange noise and what sounds like a crash.
Pretty interesting. And here comes the drone footage of the backyard. I'm just going to pause it right there. I'm not going to play this. You see the two cars, the SUV facing out and the red car that's facing the SUV there in the backyard?
Yes.
Okay. I want to point out in the backyard, this is what they're pointing out. There's a small circle. There we go. So you see those two cars in that red car, and you see that little shack kind of in between the cars?
Yeah.
And you see those long arching lines going around that shack?
Yeah.
Okay. Now look at the very top of those long arching lines and you see faintly another circle in the ground.
Yes. Okay. I see it.
That circle is what they are claiming came from this craft.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, you also see that tractor out there, the yellow bulldozer.
Yeah.
So during the call, I believe it was that bulldozer. I could be wrong, but from what they described, that's what I'm getting out of it. They said one of the beings was in that, and that was the one that was looking at them. They made eye contact with.
I don't
Yeah.
like eye contact.
So yeah, circle in the backyard, alien in the bulldozer, another alien doing whatever, right? That is the alleged claim. So, you know, how do you look at this and come to even a minor conclusion of real, not real? I look at a few things on this one, and I mean, as of now, I'm going to say I think this is pretty credible. Um, of course, there's plenty of wiggle room that this could not be credible. And let me explain what I look at in this. Okay, first thing, you got these people calling 911. Typically, for something like this, I mean, I don't know that happens too often. However, my guess is the reason they called is because of the claim of beings in their backyard that did not look human. Okay, that's my guess as to what prompted them to call.
I mean, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters? Like, the
Nope.
police would be like probably the first people I would think of too. I
Well,
mean,
yeah, but I'm just saying, and I'm saying this as if this is 100% true happened, right? If there were no beings, what I'm saying is if there was no beings, I don't think they would have called. I think it's because they saw beings. Because they did state in one of the interviews, it might have been on there and I missed it. They said it sounded like this thing hit the ground. They felt a shock wave. Okay. Like, just think of a sonic boom. I mean,
yeah,
just the sound
sure.
waves from that, you feel that. So that's what they said. So number one, they called 911. So that's good because now it's recorded. Okay. Now everyone's going to know where the hell you live. Okay. So if you didn't think, then, number two, we have body camera footage. Now, the body camera footage shows nothing out of the ordinary other than the light coming out of the sky, space junk, meteor, right? Those are going to be some of the ideas out there. Totally could be. Totally could not be. Who the hell knows? However, one of the officers said, and this might be the one that got dispatched. I don't know though. One of the officers stated that when he got the call, what had crossed his mind was he had seen that thing. He was the one that saw the light come down. He said he saw it come down in the area the call came from. Now, of course, with things like meteor, space junk coming in at an angle going, we know they are moving fast.
Yes.
We know they can traverse a state in a matter of seconds. And your visual on that and how it looks, because it's going so fast and traveling so far so quick, could look like it came down a city away when it actually might not have.
Just go over the curve of the Earth. Yeah.
Yeah, and actually that little tiny speck of a meteor that's landed in 2 states away. Who knows?
Right.
So, but I do think it is interesting and good that this officer recognized that and stated that when he heard the call, he realized this thing appeared at least to have come down in the area the call came from. I think that's kind of important because here's a cop. Whenever he pulls someone over, he's always cautious. He's always having to watch his back. He's always having to watch everything in the car, make sure someone's not pulling a gun on him, all this stuff. They're used to observing,
being aware of their surroundings. Yeah.
Not saying they're perfect, not saying they're experts or not on it, but they're used to having to do that. So I'm trusting his recollection of this, and that at the very minimum, we know it headed towards that area. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to say that. So that's a good thing. Then we have the Ring video audio. If that is verified to be 100% real, not edited in any way, shape, or form, and proven to be from the same date and same time, which I believe that part has been done, then that is good too. Now we have three things. We have the people that called 911. We have the cop's body cam, as well as what he said is very important as well, and ring camera. The ring camera has the audio that's from the same time. That sounds to me like an explosion, whether it's something like a meteor blowing up in the sky or something hitting the ground. And you got to remember, as long as that video is valid, that ring doorbell is valid, you hear the whistle.
The Acme fall.
Yeah. Bugs Bunny, Roadrunner. Oh, my favorite.
Yeah, it wasn't even Bugs. Yeah, Roadrunner and Coyote were definitely my favorite. Definitely. I could watch them every time. Bugs Bunny was cool. I didn't really care for like the pigs or Daffy. He actually annoyed me. Daffy and Donald both annoy me because of their voices.
So yeah, you get that whistle. Now, the reason I mentioned the whistle from this thing right before it explodes, hit number one, have we heard that with any other things entering the atmosphere? Example, space junk or meteors, right? I don't know. I've not heard of it.
I haven't either, but I also haven't been around when space junk has fallen out of the sky. So.
No, but we've seen plenty of videos with audio, and we don't hear it. Even the one in Russia, you hear the explosion. But to me, it indicates this thing was low because you could hear that whistle. I could be totally wrong. Anyone out there, if you are super duper smart, you're a astrophysicist, whatever the hell, correct me if I'm wrong.
What shape would it have to be to make that whistle noise? Or like, is the whistle noise because it's like a mechanical failure of a form?
Who knows? Who knows exactly?
But I would love to know what kind of shape makes a whistle sound that would be found in nature.
I think there's probably quite a few different factors that could play into that. You could have one shape that does it really well, right? Maybe if you think about those footballs, those small footballs they have those little slits in the sides, and you throw them and they go whoo. They make that whistling noise as they fly through the air, right?
He made some return appearance.
If you have an object that has some type of slits like that in it, or some type of gaps or holes, then I would expect you might hear something like that.
Holy meteor!
Sorry, but then again, if you have a meteor that's just say perfectly round, could that possibly do that? I don't know.
Again, not an astrophysicist. I am very curious to know like what type of shapes found in nature would make a loud enough whistle like that to be captured on a ring. And also is like it has to be a wired ring because I have a wireless and that thing does not record 24/7 unless I have to like obviously hook it up to an external battery source.
Well, who knows that? Who knows that recorded 24/7? It looked like there was a flash of light right before that. It looked like there was a flash of light. Mine doesn't trigger off a flash of light
though.
I don't know. You got to remember you could clearly hear an explosion of some type.
Yeah, you could. Okay. But I'm kind of curious as to what triggered that to take sorry.
I'm trying to tell you.
I'm sorry.
When you have an explosion that loud and that close, what do you think those shockwaves are going to do? Trigger the camera. Let me give you an example. Yeah. And I don't know why this one's happening. In our backyard, we have a pool. Right near our slider that opens up to the backyard, we have the pool equipment, and we have our air conditioner for the house sitting right there. I have an Arlo camera set up facing the slider. I noticed not long after I set that up, once summer came around, we're using the air conditioner. The air conditioner's on. I noticed my Arlo kept giving me motion detection. And I'm like, huh?
The fan.
And I go and look, there's nothing there. And it didn't take long where I was easily able to attribute it to the air conditioner because it happened every time. Air conditioner's off, no camera movement. Air conditioners on, camera movement. I'm like, well, that's weird because you can't see the fan. The fan's
what?
inside.
Oh.
Yeah, you can't see the fan in those. They're protected for safety reasons, so you can't reach down and cut your hand off.
I know. Well,
The
I mean, we
fans,
had one that had like just a grate on top of it. I mean, you couldn't stick your
same
fingers
here.
in it, but you could at least okay. We could at
Same here,
least
but
see
the
them.
fan's set way down. You
Huh.
can't fuck up with this. So it doesn't see anything. And the air that's coming out, it's not blowing anything, it's not causing anything to move. So
They've come a long way from the 80s.
since I noticed that, we have since had a deck put in. So
Mhm.
now the entire length of the house has a deck around it. So now the
Mhm.
deck is covering that. There's definitely nothing there. And we've also had a fence, one of those white vinyl whatever fences installed.
Yeah.
So now the air conditioner 100% blocked from view. You can't see it there.
Right.
Guess what happens with the Arlo when the air conditioner turns on?
No more.
Before, it wouldn't have been vibration. Now, because the deck's there, you could maybe come to that, but still, it still happens. So
What?
my point
Ooh.
is, there's
Okay.
other things that can cause cameras, like the Ring doorbell, to go off. My guess is that explosion set it off, and we know those cameras capture seconds before. So that's why you have the clip you have, is my guess.
I think I'm going to set my camera out on 4th of July to see if it triggers it, because I trust me when I say the people in my area love to set off the ones that are just that there's no light to them, they just go boom. And it's actually, my friend and I were doing a walk at the Riverwalk last night, and there's this really like old rock formation that goes down to the river.
Yeah.
It was like one of the original like features, whatever. So we were down there looking at the river, and someone had set off 2 fireworks of a sort, like the types that, like, again, just go boom and sound like a bomb going off in the sky. They had
Yeah.
set one off from the right side of us, and it went off, and we were like, okay, we're just gonna stay down here for a minute because that's really sus. And then one came from the left side and exploded right in the middle of the tree clearing, and we could see the little poof of smoke, and we're like, we should leave. But like, people around me love those things. So I'm going to see if my Ring will get set off on the 4th from that. I'm going to put it in my window, because my Ring is probably the shittiest Ring you could have. It does not record me coming up the stairs or down the stairs. Sometimes it's just up, sometimes it's down. Sometimes I will get the random passerby, but I can't catch my own self talking my dogs out. This is a new one. It's the fucked up.
Wired or not in this instance doesn't matter. They got it on video.
Wired just tends to record 24/7, while wireless takes like a picture every like 15 minutes because it's battery usage.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like my Arlo doesn't continuously record because they're meant to be wireless, so they don't want to use battery power. But if it picks up motion, it somehow magically gives you a certain amount of seconds prior to the motion.
See, mine does not do that.
Yeah,
maybe I should switch to Arlo.
Either way, these guys, wired or not, they got it.
They got it.
Now you have
you
got all three damn things. You got the people calling 911. You also have the people giving the description after the cop shows up, and you have the kid giving the description when the cop shows up. Not just the kid on the phone with someone garbling in his ear in the background telling him what to say. So that's better. You have body cam of the thing coming out of the sky, appearing to come down somewhere in the area, and you have the Ring camera, same date and time of the whistle and this explosion. Whether it's hitting the ground or not, who knows, right? So I mentioned something early on I was going to bring up. Anyone want to try and remind me? Let's see if you're paying attention.
Leave the answers in the comments below. Sorry.
No, what did I bring up at the beginning? I said we were going to go over it. So what I mentioned at the beginning, I mentioned other instances of meteors or space junk falling and entering the atmosphere and burning up. And some of them we're seeing explode. Some of them are too small and not enough water in them or whatever the deal is.
Yep.
moisture, whatever. And I mentioned the one in Russia.
You did.
The reason I mention all these, the one in Russia was major. People got hurt from that, but just the shockwave. But the reason I mention all those is what happens every time a decent looking light from a meteor entering our atmosphere. What happens? Every time it's all over the goddamn news. It doesn't matter what state you live in. It's all over the fucking news. I hear it here in California from states really far away. Why am I hearing it here? I don't care. And here's how they're always portrayed. The headline will read something like, mysterious light seen shooting out of the sky. Could it be aliens? And then you read the article and it says, on Saturday night, a mysterious bright light was seen shooting across the sky at a high rate of speed. Is this evidence of aliens and alien craft? And then they get farther down the article and they say, expert so-and-so, an astrophysicist from blah, 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 MIT, Caltech, whatever, actually looked at the event, and it turns out this was a comet. They were watching it for 5 days previously. They knew it was coming in. They were just watching it because of the size, and it happened to enter the atmosphere at the same time, same
It's
date
clickbait
that we saw. Blah blah blah. Exactly. It's all bullshit.
I hate clickbait, and when I get drawn into it,
Me too.
I'm so mad at my fucking self. I'm like, God
me
damn it,
too.
You knew it. You still clicked it.
Yeah, point is, every time this happens, we hear about it. It doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter where this happened. We all in the United States, we don't all hear about it, but it pops up on all the goddamn news channels.
Right. It's
what
covered
about this one? What
point.
about this one? May 1st. We're at June 9th.
Yep.
And I got this from a friend who lives in Vegas because it's on their news. It hasn't popped up. I will say I look at 2 different news channels every day. I just read them through the app. And what I do is I skim through and look at the headlines and see if something interests me, right?
Right.
This has not come up until today. My buddy texted me this 1 or 2 nights ago. I was like, what the hell? And then it was today I was finally able to find the one that I showed you that George Knapp was in. And then boom. Standing there this evening in the kitchen and TV's on, and what the hell pops up on our local news? I point to the wife. I'm like, look at the fucking TV. That's what I showed you. So now it's making its rounds. But this happened May 1st. May 1st. Yeah. So I just want to point that out because this particular event, law enforcement's involved and nobody hears about it other than in that area.
Yes.
And I have a feeling they didn't hear about it in that area until recently as well, which is probably why he texted me 2 nights ago.
I was going to say, that's probably why you just heard about it from him.
Right. But any other day, what we know to be a meteor comes in, we get bullshit clickbait articles on major news channels popping up everywhere the day or day after it happens. This one, nothing until just over a month later, which is interesting.
A month and a week.
Now, my buddy texted me something else, which I was going to bring up. He said that 2 CSI agents have gone out there as well. Officers, agents, I don't know what the fuck you call them, probably for the police department.
Agents.
His point was they are interested in definitely investigating it.
Well, that's sus.
I couldn't find anything. I didn't find anything indicating CSI went out, but either way, their department is definitely looking into it. Now, what I did find is the case has since been closed because they didn't find anything. No evidence of creatures, a craft, anything.
Imagine that.
But we also don't have the government. We also don't have science coming out and saying, oh yeah, we picked this up on radar. NORAD picked it up, blah, blah, some bullshit. It was definitely a meteor, all this stuff. Whereas we usually do 100% of the time. Well, not now. Not 100% of the time now.
Right. Man.
So
it would be really interesting to work at NORAD. Like, honestly.
Yeah.
to have like a decent level of clearance for security to like
have a
be
decent
able
level
to
of pay.
that and also just to like just watch the radar and like look for blips, like watch the entire United States, because that's what they do.
Yeah,
And
it'd get
it would be
pretty fucking
very,
boring really quick.
but you know,
Yeah,
I mean,
you're
if you
ready
really want to
to take
see,
your smoke break. You're not going outside and seeing daylight. You're stuck in that
no,
mountain all
dude,
day or all night.
NORAD is honestly one hell of a really cool like architectural like
Yeah.
feat. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Fucking yeah. Used to live at the base of it.
Hey.
Colorado Springs.
So I'm curious to get your take. What do you think on this, given what has been presented through the media and all that?
I agree with you.
Where you
There
stand?
is a very strong probability to it. Again, like you said, with a lot of wiggle room.
Probability of what?
Probability that it was something. I don't want to put words to it. I really don't want to put words to it.
There's no probability that it was something. We know for a fact it was something.
Well, I mean, the probability of it being something from another world. That's the words I just didn't want to put to it.
Well, technically, if you're talking about a meteor, most will probably say that's from another world.
True. I will take that technicality. Thank you.
Just be open. What are you fucking thinking? You can be honest.
I honestly, I don't know. I would like to see more videos of the instance with like the light in the sky from other points of view other than the body cam. And I'm hoping that maybe in the next couple of days they will, be more evident online. Maybe the ones that were there and they were just passed over will hopefully like catch attention. But I'm torn. Like, I really want to believe in the probability that it was something that, is not of this world.
Right.
Whether it's intelligent or not,
Yeah.
But the Ring camera really is what the part that interests me the most is like, what in the actual hell is that sound?
Yep.
What the actual hell?
The whistle is what gets me right before. I mean, the explosion too. The explosion,
cartoonish. I love it.
The explosion is so loud. I mean, it sounds close. And that Ring camera was from the same area as these people that called 911. I don't know if it was the same street, the same track. I don't know.
I really want to see the timestamp on that.
The way it's been portrayed is that it was very close. And the Ring camera has supposedly been looked at, and it's same date, same time. So, I want to point out, they called 911. These people, they called 911 very quickly after this event that the cop caught on the body cam. They called 911 very quickly after he saw that.
I mean, like,
so this whole thing happened very quick. There wasn't time for bullshit. And what I'm getting at with that is this. I mentioned this story to someone, and their response was, I'd say, not well thought out. And the reason I say that is because I even explained things to the person. Okay.
Was it
what?
Was it a comment that was along the lines of, oh, they probably saw it and made it up to get attention?
I'll get there.
Oh man. I mean,
I didn't shut up yet, right?
I mean, I was just guessing.
Cut me off, though. No,
I was just guessing.
It kind of went back and forth, and the comments were along the lines of, it could be a hoax and this and that, and I'm like, well, of course, like I don't doubt. Of course, there's a possibility it could be a hoax. Who the fuck knows? But look at the fucking evidence. This thing happens. We have verified video, body cam footage from the police department. This super bright blue light, boom, came down. It appeared to come down in the area. You can't verify that from the body cam. That's what it appeared.
Because it
You have a
literally
ring.
disappeared in the sky. Yeah.
You have a ring camera. Same. You have things you can match up with timestamps. You got the ring camera. You got the body cam footage. You got the 911 call, all within the same short period of time. Okay. You can verify from that body cam date and time. When you look at the ring camera, which it sounds like they've probably done, you can verify the date and time. That's matched up. They've said it was from the same time. You have the 911 call. They called super quick. Cops went out there less than 10 minutes after this event happened. So my point to this person was, look, if it was a hoax, here's only a couple possibilities that could have happened. These people had a story put together. They put the story together themselves, and they were just waiting for the perfect time to call 911 and give this story. And it just so happens they're out in their backyard at 12:30 in the fucking night, and one of the brightest fucking meteors happens to come in right in their area. So they go, oh, boom, let's call 911 and tell them our bullshit story. It would have had to have been that.
Which sounds very improbable.
Or they're outside at 12:30 at night. Bright blue meteor comes down, appearing to come down in their area. And within minutes, they would have had to discuss and say, let's tell them this crash in our backyard. Let's tell them we see a craft. Let's tell them we see 2 fucking aliens. Hurry up and make up the story. We see 2 aliens. One of them standing outside. One of them's in our fucking bulldozer. Big buggy fucking eyes, big slit-like mouths, shiny fucking eyes, smooth skin, whatever. They would have had to fucking put that together in a matter of a minute to 2 minutes or so, call 911 and tell the story.
Right.
Come on. And then you happen to have ring camera footage, audio of something actually happening in the fucking area.
Yes.
So when you add everything together, you take one thing at face value, fine, say what you will. But now we have at least 3 pieces we can put together. All 3 can be date and time stamped, verified.
I bet you.
All 3.
Bet you what happened.
To me, the possibility goes down of it being hoaxed. What do you think happened?
No, I definitely don't believe it was a hoax just because of the timing of everything. But hear me out. The alien podcraft is coming down in like a crash landing because of some galactic battle, and they're falling to Earth, and their like ship blows up, and that's the wheel that we hear, and then they obviously fall and like into this person's yard, and one of them clambers into the bobcat like, what the fuck? And then they're obviously caught like deers in headlights.
He was probably trying to hotwire the
I feel like it was probably a scramble to just not be in an open area, because like if I fell out of a spacecraft onto another planet, I would 100% be like shelter immediately until I assess my situation as to, is it hostile? Can I breathe? What's around me? Like,
then
what's the danger?
Where the fuck did they go? Now, I want to point out to you guys out there real quick. I know we're joking and having fun right now at this very instant. I can guarantee you myself, and I can guarantee you, I will speak for Stevie because I think I know you decently enough from this stuff. We're just having fun at this point. Speculation is fun. We are in no way saying a hoax. We're in no way saying that what she just said is true. We're not trying to make light of what happened. It's clear something happened, and I think it's very important that we have 3 dated and time-stamped things that we can put together is very good. And there's supposedly
really
other people.
like my version of things.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. And you mentioned that, and that's interesting because that's been a long time rumor that there is shit going on up there, right?
I mean,
it has been. It has been a long time rumor in the community that something's going on up there. So
I very much feel like Star Wars is a thing. we're just not a part of it yet. I really truly feel that they're like, we can't be alone. There has to be other like alien like life forms out there. I really feel like George Lucas nailed it. I really do. Like galactic battles. It makes sense because like just because we aren't at that point doesn't mean that there's not another star that's the perfect distance from a star that supports life that is developed. Like it takes very basic elements to make life. So who's to say how it would develop in other situations and other, you know, climates? So
Can I point something out real quick to you?
obviously.
And you guys, I'm sure you've all heard of this. Stevie, I don't know if you have. I would think you have, but we're going to find out. Does Varginha, Brazil ring a bell to you? Oh, God. Oh, it's a good thing Mike's not here because we wouldn't be
sorry.
Not Vagina, Brazil.
I have a child. I have a child.
God, man. No, I am too. And it comes to my mind. I can hold it together for the podcast.
I can't. Yes.
Holy shit.
Yes. Only because I have a feeling I have laughed about that before because I am a child.
Virginia.
Stop it.
Virginia, Brazil.
God.
Have you heard of this incident? I hope so. Guys, Virginia, Brazil. Now I'm just going to say Virginia as many times as I can. It happened in 1996, okay? There was a unidentified flying object, UFO. I'm reading this now because I didn't have this prepared to bring up. I was going to bring it up, but I wasn't going to read anything. So, boy, let's see where I can get here. There was 3 women. This happened in the afternoon. January 20th, 1996. They reported there was media reports of a creature being sighted by 3 women ranging from 14 to 22 years old. So they're very young. The women described the creature as a large-headed biped with, quote, spots like veins on the skin and some bumps on the head. Eyes were 2 red balls, end quote. The creature seemed to be wobbly or unsteady, and the girls assumed it was injured or sick. The women said that they fled and told their mother that they had seen the devil. Rumors afterward began to spread through the area that some people claiming to have observed UFOs in the days prior. Later, claims were made of additional unidentified creatures, extraterrestrials, being collected and observed at a hospital, military, police, government trucks, and personnel being active in the area, an unidentified animal prowling a local forest, the death of a police officer, and unexplained animal deaths occurring in the local zoo. Ufologists would later allege links between these and other claims, including the claim that one of the initial creature witnesses was impregnated by the creature. There's a lot more to go on that. I'm not going to do it now. We'll do a show on Virginia, Brazil at some point. Have you heard that story?
I have not.
Google it.
You
look it up on YouTube.
Until that last part, I was like,
I had you at Virginia. I'm glad we can talk about this being semi-related. It's not awkward. It's just funny as hell. Anyways,
we're cousins, we're grown-ass adults, but we're still children. Let's be real.
Look it up. There's some shows out there. Just look it up on YouTube. I want to say there's a History Channel show on this, a documentary on this. I could be wrong.
I mean, there probably is. It's the History Channel.
I think there is. I remember I watched a well put together one on it. These girls saw something, and it was like this alleyway. It was weird. And, you look at that, you got a 14-year-old up to 22-year-old. This was in 1996, and this was in Brazil. Much different culture, probably less bullshitting about things like that. And these kids, they're young, especially, obviously, the 14-year-old. And they went and told their mother they saw the devil. Like, who that's making something up goes and says that.
Yeah, I mean that.
There's also proof that military, everything was in the fucking area. I want to say U.S. military.
We're everywhere.
All up to the days after. Back to our Tonight Show. I just wanted to say the Virginia, Brazil. This Las Vegas story reminds me of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to point that out. Back to tonight's story. I mean, we're close to done, but a couple other things to point out. They did mention in the news broadcast that the people that called 911, they have reported that in the days following, there's been at least one, maybe more, but at least one black SUV toting around the area quite a bit. They did say people in dark suits, I want to say sunglasses, I could be wrong, but in the SUV or SUVs. That is a claim from them as well now. Here's where I'm going to get interested. We know George Knapp is involved. He was in the same television news broadcast, the same channel on a different episode or show they did on this, and that's the one I showed you with the Ring doorbell.
Yeah.
My point in that is he has now joined with Jeremy Corbell, the filmmaker, whatever, that no one's heard of. They have their own podcast, Weaponized. Go check it out. Kind of cool.
Yep. Just started watching it, actually.
Yeah, so I am going to wait, holding my breath, for them to dig into this, and because they have the resources to do so. I will state at the beginning of one of these shows, these news episodes, they did state that since this happened, they made a comment on there. It was right at the beginning. Watch it when we're done. You'll see. They said, and the witnesses, the people that called 911, have been almost as elusive as the aliens. They did not elaborate, but that makes it fairly clear they've not been able to get a hold of them. George Knapp also said on that episode that they have tried numerous times to get a hold of them, and they will not answer the phone. They will not answer the door.
Gag order sounds like.
Well, I mean, who knows? You know, you have the one side that's going to say what you just said. You have the other side that's going to say, yeah, because they're full of shit. And that's where I say,
fair.
That's where I say, stop, look at everything that's there, and put it together, and then make another judgment. You got 3 date and time stamped events. 911, body cam, Ring camera. To me, the Ring camera just shows that something most likely hit the fucking ground. I mean, that was there in that immediate area, whatever that explosion was. Same time, coincidence. Now we get into coincidences. What's the coincidence? You know, I mean, not what's the coincidence, but no, yeah. What I didn't mean what's the coincidence, but what's the chances? Yeah. What are the chances? It's just coincidence. The more you add on, the less it becomes a coincidence. So, you know, we got 3 things, and that's awesome. So I am waiting to see what George Knapp and or Jeremy Corbell will be able to dig up on this, and I'm hoping they do. They're not watching our show, but if they happen to come across it, we're waiting.
Watch Loki. They actually are. Oh,
they have the resources to do it. They have the resources to do it. So, you know, we're going to wind up doing a follow-up episode as well on the 29 Palms.
Sweet.
Some other stuff is... Things have just come up. Nothing...
Interesting.
We'll get into it on a different show, but we're going to have to
come up a lot lately.
Yeah, but George and Jeremy have elaborated on that now because others are digging in and really looking into it and calling some things out on it. And it feels that George and Jeremy are kind of forced to elaborate more, and they've come out and at least on voice recorded some statements from a few of the people that were there, the military personnel. So tonight, you gave me you kind of gave me your thoughts on it. I don't know that we ever got anywhere. I'll give you mine. I have an open mind. I am going to say that I don't think it's a hoax. Obviously, we know something came down in the sky. That's a fact. We know from the Ring camera, assuming that Ring camera's been verified, not to be edited, and exact same date and time, we know from that there was some type of explosion. It sounded like it was in the area, possibly a crash. Who the hell knows? We have that. Clearly something happened. I'm leaning towards it's not a hoax. But now I don't know where to go from there.
I completely agree. It's not a hoax. Don't know what way to go. I'm on the same page as you with this one.
I don't think the timing of everything pushes towards hoax. Hoax meaning what these people said on the 911 call. There's two creatures, things in our backyard. One of them's in one of our bulldozers, whatever. And the description of them is your typical gray. What I'm saying is, for some reason, that just the chance of a hoax is there, of course. But for me, at this point, I'm going to say 51%, 49%. 51% true, 49% hoax. You can't be more than 50-50. You're either 100% one way, or you really can't be more than much more than 50-50, I think.
51-49 is a good way to put it, though.
Right. All I'm saying is, I think there's less chance of it being a hoax than it being true. And we know for a fact something came out of the sky and something exploded at the same time.
Yep.
Now, where the fuck are all the other people that were woken up by this or saw it?
Thank you. That's
what we need now. And the other
hopefully we'll get an
thing,
awesome person commenting in the comments like last time, like, hey, search this and you'll find it.
Please do. If you were there, I mean, by all means, we'll bring you on the show. We'll bring you on the show next fucking week. I mean, we'll talk to you on the phone and then bring you on the show. Not a problem. Either way, something happened, and it's a matter of what was it. And then you want to look at, well, maybe it was something military, from the military or government that came out of space. Fine, that's fine. But if we work on the hypothesis that what these people said on the 911 call is completely true, then how do you explain that as military government?
Right.
These beings, right? That they don't know what they were. So I don't know. We're probably going to do some updated shows on this, because my guess is some other things are going to come out on this.
Hopefully.
I hope. I'm very interested. I don't care if it goes either way. Of course, I would love for it to be aliens, because I think that is the change that people in this country, people in this world need right now. I think this is what we need. However, what's the possibility? I really hope it is that. It might not be. I don't know. Obviously, I don't have the fucking answers.
Right. If we had the answers, we wouldn't be doing this podcast.
No, it probably would be, because
true.
If I had the answers,
we're not going to tell you.
If I had the answers to shit like that, I'd be retired and doing this all day. We wouldn't have a backlog of shows to publish. Didn't publish.
We know it all. We just are not going to share our secrets. We're just going to speculate on our secrets that we already know.
And you wouldn't be sitting there with a possum. I'd buy you a capuchin monkey.
Oh, look, I would never have a monkey. They throw their shit. I'm good. Hey, mine just got trained to use a litter box. So. Oh, he's awake. Aw, mushroom.
Bring him out real quick. I didn't get to see him in the beginning.
Okay, hang on. He's been in his cage this whole time. Hang on. He just went back into his house.
All right, guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you have a personal story of your own, shoot us an email at obscuredr1@gmail.com. Type story in the subject line so we know that's what it is. All other comments, put them in the comments down below. Very curious to hear your opinions on it. What the hell do you think this thing was? Could it really be alien? I mean, are they really hiding something from us? Does the government know? Is it just government stuff that's going on? I mean, I don't know. Look at the Varginha case, Varginha, Brazil, 1996. I highly recommend, if you haven't looked at that, look it up. Watch some documentaries on it. Very, very interesting. All right, there he is. There's the mushroom, and we're looking at his ass.
Hold on. There he comes again. There he is.
Oh, yeah.
Look how much bigger he is already.
I can't tell.
I can tell. He's definitely... Come back here.
Yeah,
Come back here.
He looks bigger.
Come back here. No, you can't go over there. Daddy's tie is hanging up.
Well, I don't think he's going to respond to your English. You got to speak possum or Virginian.
Look, go away, Aries. Are you really going to be feisty today? Are you going to be this feisty? Do I need to hold you?
Sure, he says.
I need to hold you still, don't I? I'm going to hang on to you.
All right. Well, we'll wrap this one up. I already did like, share, subscribe. I'll let you do the bell.
Don't forget to hit that bell so that let's get closer to the mic.
Virginia.
Don't forget to hit that bell to subscribe so you get a notification every Friday at 8-5 Pacific. Also, we do release some shows periodically throughout the week if it's that. And also, something that is a up and coming topic that is relevant and needs to come out right away. Also, don't forget to follow us on Facebook. We got a lot of things going on there. Also,
we will.
We'll. Oh, yeah. By the time you guys finally watch this one, oh wait, no, you'll see it like tomorrow. Oh, there he goes again. Come visit us on our Facebook. Like, follow, share, subscribe there.
Cool. With that, Mushroom, I'm out. Are you guys out?
He's out too.
All right, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to check back with us often for new episodes. Feel free to drop a comment, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Obscured Reality.